Yeah, okay, mate. So sorry for late reply. I know you sent this yesterday. Had a busy weekend, and then I was kind of catching up on everything and working on tools and indicators and stuff. Yeah, so you already have small position, well, 25%, 33%, yeah, decent sized position, I should say. But you're looking to allocate more into Sol. Where would you add for a hold for the entire bull run? Good question. In real bullish patterns, when these are real bullish patterns, quite often the price does not break the white 100, which is interesting. RSI is kind of showing strength here in the fact that it's kind of holding the 50 so far and rolling back up. This is the 3-day chart, but it's kind of getting back above the 50 here in this sort of pattern. So it's holding well. Obviously sentiment, trying to this is 35, this is yeah, improving, and great idea, by the way, to get this added to the chart. Yeah, fantastic idea. It's great. I actually I'll let you in a little secret here, since you come up with such a good idea, but I actually had this must be, oh no, I don't have the candles on. Okay, so I'll just put the candles on here for a second. Now I had an idea. I wanted to increase this, and I wanted to have multiple settings up here potentially. Well, I didn't know what way to go about it. I didn't know if I want to do different time frames, like the for example, like the 1 hour, the 5 hour, I meant to say the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 12 hour, and different time frames. I'm not sure what time frames exactly, but multiple time frames, and then have beside it maybe the settings with if it's red or green. I'm not sure exactly what I wanted to do, but I wanted to have some sort of legend up here saying that the 10 minute is green, the 2 minute is green, the 10 minute is green, the 1 hour is green, the 4 hour is green, and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't know if I want to do the smaller time frame script or a larger time frame script, or maybe people can actually change the time frames themselves to pick and choose what they want to add. Some people might want to be macro investors, some people want to be small term investors, and maybe I could have built something up here for them, something to show it up here. But your idea, to have this down here, have the settings on it down here, is a great idea. That I didn't think about, just putting it down here. In my head I was focused. I wasn't focused, but my thought process was on this. But this is just a simple way to have less clutter up here, and have it down here. Up here could show the different time frames and show if they're red or green. That way you kind of just by looking at this one chart that the different time frames are green or red. Because for example, maybe on the 10-minute time frame, the 10-minute time frame here is green right now currently, and look at Sol. Sol's got a very nice pressure cooker, and we are green here. Okay, mate. So I actually bought a little bit of Sol here right now, and I need to go to bed soon. I would like to see a bit of a move up, and I'll put a stop loss on it and go to sleep. But let's see, potentially here on the near term, why this could be important. Well, what if this is the move? What if this bullish pressure cooker actually plays out to the upside? It is Tuesday. What if the weekly dip? Now, I know it's a little bit, what if this is going to have another green candle? What if the buy is right now with stop losses below this pressure cooker? That is an interesting concept. What if we are about to have a second green candle to the upside, just like we did here, right? Yeah, or just like we did here. This is a very strong close. This is like this one was a very strong close, and then the next week mooned. I don't know about moon, but it had a good candle. So what I'm saying is, if this 10-minute pressure cooker can actually play out, well, it's moving us up into a green candle. Now we are right at the spot of do or die, because either we're going to flip red on the week, I don't know about do or die. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but sometimes you just have this little bit of green on the weekly candle before flipping red again, and then dropping and having a red week. What if this fails somehow? We chop about, the moving averages move up, all of a sudden we're below the moving averages, and then you tank. But this move here needs to hold above the averages. One interesting thing is that uni is mooning. I don't know about mooning, but it is showing in a great sign of strength. Yeah, sorry mate, I paused that video again. I'm not exactly sure what I was saying, but obviously I'm talking about this pressure cooker. If the pressure cooker can hold, there's a bit of capitulation volume down here. Now this is not the greatest sign of strength just yet, but it is green. Now there is times when it attempts to flip green and then it comes down and forms a small bit of red before getting the real green move up on top. Okay, I wonder if we've any like here, like here's a better place, because you move up and you get a small bit of green, and well, this chops about a bit, but you eventually get the real green. You're eventually getting more strength to the upside, but at the start it can look a bit lackluster. I know this is quite a lot of bearish sentiment. Looking for a better example. Anyway, not a great example there, but yeah. So it's trying to flip red again here, actually. So maybe it might be okay to a new day on this. I know I'm late getting back to you on it, but this is technically a bullish pressure cooker currently, because we are above the white 100 moving average. Like, this is a buy right now to see if it can hold above this white 100 moving average, technically. And you also do want to see it hold above this red 200, because this is kind of moving up, supporting price. Okay, so this sort of pattern here, and there is times when it does chop about, it breaks up here and it just does this, before getting a move. So it is kind of implying, with only an hour and a half left until the new day, that maybe it's not going to move until a new day. Maybe, but uni, now I know uni and Sol are two different coins, but they're both large caps, and they are this is a pressure cooker as well, and it is attempting to recover. Right, if I put that there, it is attempting to recover. It's green now. It is showing more strength than Sol, but you can see it broke up and this is moving. I still hold uni spot positions, but if I had seen this earlier, I would have bought this. I bought a little bit of Sol just to see. I actually wanted this to, I think it was here when I seen it. I'm not sure where I seen it. Maybe it was here. I seen it just below the daily low, or maybe it was, I think it was here actually. I wanted to see some sort of dip there and into these moving averages, and then I was going to buy, but I didn't buy this on a near term position, but because it just ran on. So Sol has not had the move yet, so there's a possibility maybe Sol might follow. So I'm going to get this video out to you just to give you those thoughts, because if this holds and starts to break up, that'll be green on a week. It'll also be green on a 2 week, right? So let's just look here. So you can see that there's a real possibility here that this is going to have another green candle to move up into here. Like, if we look at BTC, you can see BTC got that move up. I know it did have a consolidation candle here before moving up, to be honest, but it did move up nonetheless. So it is kind of like, well, here's a good doji candle up, and then you get that continuation. This is a good example here. You get the move up and see the small dip, and then you get the second candle up. If we go back to Sol here very quickly, you can kind of see you get the candle and then kind of get that second candle to the upside. It is attempting to flip green and move. So that is an interesting situation on Sol. As long as this is green here and holding, you have to have a slight bullish bias. And there is that bullish bias currently, I would have to say, until that weekly low is taken out. So I'm not sure if you're really pushed. I mean, there's three there's 3.5% roughly to your stop loss here, because it needs to hold above this. This is Tuesday. You would imagine if it's going to be bullish, it's going to continue to move up for the rest of the week, I mean. So I made a bit of a sporadic video. I was doing something else in the meantime, got a bit distracted, but hopefully the video turns out okay. And this is just near term. The video is getting a bit long now. Longer term, if this fails and this comes down, well, we'd have to look at a different level. This RSI is trying to break the 50 here. It is above the 50 here, and that can help momentum to the upside, as long as it holds, of course, and as long as the sentiment holds. But it is also interesting, right? Last thing here on the daily chart, what we talked about earlier, you can see the rise in sentiment, and then you get this green, right? But then you get these little tiny bearish sentiment. Sometimes this can be an indication that there's not many bears. As long as this flips green and stays green now, this can be an indication that there's not many bears, and it's trying to run. Now, if we look back here, something similar happened. You know, you get the pullback, you get the move up, you get the green, and you get the little tiny bit of bears before it actually runs hard on the daily. Okay, so this might be a little bit of a clue also. Just like here, when you get the move and then you get a tiny little bit of bears and it flips red again, but you get the big dump, because this was showing that the bears are not very strong here, and then it got the dump. This is the opposite, showing sorry, I said that wrong. This showed that the bulls are not very strong. This showed that the bears are not very strong, at least so far. So I'm not sure if you're interested in trying to trade this new weekly candle. There is time to wait until a new daily candle. This is also a new 3-day candle that is, it is attempting. It's a doji right now. It's indecision. That bullish pressure cooker needs to hold, and this obviously needs to start showing some strength on a new day. If it does, that'll flip green on the 3-day, flip green on the week, flip green on the 2-week, and flip green on the daily. Kind of implying that there's a good chance then of moves up into the top of the range. One last thing before I shut this off, sorry for the long video, but this is now breaking above point of control, which is technically bullish. I mean, it's suggesting now that this solo pattern is in bullish territory. In the pattern itself. Of course, the real point of control is down in this base, but that'll not change for a long time. Look at the volume down there. If we move that, okay, so you can see right here, if I change that, the point of control is here. So that we are in the upper bands, upper side of the point of control, which is kind of implying that this is bullish.